Welcome to Paladin Global Markets Online Business Podcast. We are excited today to have Dr. Kelly Henry here, and I'm going to take a moment to read his bio because I'm just really thrilled to have him here on our podcast. And Dr. Kelly, we're very grateful to have you here. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely. So for 20 years, he's been an award-winning chiropractor, and he helped patients achieve and live healthier lives with the foundation of exceptional customer service. That's one of the main reasons I wanted to bring him on the podcast today to help you. He has streamlined business procedures, and he's grew his business to producing chiropractic clinics in the nation with multiple locations and doctors. He has a lot of value to add to our audience today. He has also published his book, and that is called Define and Deliver Exceptional Customer Service. So we're excited to have you here, Dr. Kelly. So to be more comfortable, Kelly, if that's
Kelly,
good.
yes,
All
please.
right.
No.
Excellent. Can you tell us a little bit just about your journey that caused you to write this book over the years of your practices?
Absolutely. Practiced for 20 years. I originally started off in Phoenix and didn't do so well there. And then had the opportunity to buy a clinic in New Mexico where my wife's from. So I moved to that area, small community in the southeast corner. And when we first got there and started practicing, smaller community, a lot of the businesses had been in play for many years. And they didn't necessarily have to practice great customer service.
Right.
And so that really bothered me. I didn't enjoy that. I didn't enjoy, and it wasn't all the businesses, but there was a few that, just could care less that you were there. You just,
right.
You had to use them and they knew it. And that's just the way it was. So
yeah.
I just made a decision very early on with my clinic that I was not going to treat my patients that way. I was going to treat them well and give great customer service and value them. And I didn't do it as a ploy to build my business. It was just, I hated the way I was being treated. I wanted to treat my patients differently. But as a result, my patients really responded to that. And they were like, hey, we love how you treat us. And we just feel so special when we come in here. And, it created referrals and retention. And I started seeing the business aspect of it and how it was benefiting me. And so I studied and learned more about it and put more processes into place. So it really started me on this 20-year journey of employing better customer service. So when I retired in 2018, I've actually been coached for many years.
Nice.
And I saw the impact on my life personally and business wise. And then also, obviously, I've seen the impact of great customer service on businesses. So when I retired, I just wanted to mesh the two and impact businesses in this regard, like I'd been impacted in my business. So
absolutely. That's fantastic. I love that the heart's desire of your motive was you wanted to treat others and patients the way you would want to be treated. I've been in those offices before. I know you and I share a similar background. Not only do I have my online businesses, but I've been in the dental industry for, since I was 15 and working with patients and having that heart's desire to care for that patient or the individual in general so that they feel welcomed. I think that is awesome. And of course, whenever you treat patients right or people right, it's going to come back on you tenfold.
Absolutely. Awesome. And what's unique about the medical industry too, when you thrive and you really are great at customer service and making them feel valued, it helps them physiologically. You get better results. It helps them in their healing process. So there's a unique aspect of that in the medical realm of providing great customer service too.
Absolutely. And I know that this podcast is more focused towards online businesses, but from our experiences in the past, it truly does make who we are today. And I have to say, my experience with patients and helping to train our team with systems in place so that when patients walk in their front door, hi, take a second to look at their picture, give them a smile, give them make sure you make those notes in the computer so that when they call back, they're not like, well, I just told that other lady that. Why are you asking me the same thing? Doing things to give that exceptional customer service is so key. I really like that.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, so tell us, now that after you've retired with your practices and you've gone more into the consulting and this arena, what has been your most favorite experience so far? Sorry, I threw a loop on you on that one.
Oh, that's all right. So just seeing what I practiced in my business applied to other businesses and how it's helped them grow and prosper and what it's done for their clients and customers and patients as well. So that's, not that I didn't think it worked, but that just added an extra element of validation, I guess, is what it amounts to see that it works. And, in the back of my mind, well, yeah, it works with my patients and how I did things, but will it work with, the insurance agent and his customers or the physical therapist or whatever the case may be, whoever I'm working with? And yes. And the reason it works because every customer, every client, patient wants to feel important and valued when they are doing business with a particular industry. And so that's how that works. And it's been great to see that happening.
That's so awesome. I think people are attracted to that too. When you take the time to care and genuinely look people in the eyes and smile and just really go that extra mile to make them feel welcomed in any form, in business or personal, I think people are drawn to that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's, everybody wants to be made to feel special. We should all have a sign around our necks, make me feel special. So
I like that.
it's even more important in the business realm. So just like you mentioned, just a simple smile, that goes a long, long ways. And that's what I used to tell I tell my clients now, but what I used to tell my office staff is a smile is part of your uniform.
Yeah.
Just
I like that.
Put a smile on your face. As soon as the door's unlocked and those patients are coming in, let's keep those smiles on your face. It's the universal welcome. It makes them feel valued and important. Like, hey, we are here for you and ready to take care of you.
Absolutely. I may have to borrow that from my team if you don't mind. I love that.
I think I borrowed it from somebody else myself. So
it's all good. We can keep passing it on. So, I have also seen with my online businesses how I kind of transferred over customer service in ways that where we can't see and touch and shake hands with, and especially in this day and age, but we can't shake hands with our customers. So doing little things that we can do, adding that special touch through online businesses. Do you have any kind of suggestions that we can do for that?
Well, oddly enough, I do have some.
Good. Oh, I'm glad you're here.
Three in particular.
Okay.
That really apply to the online world. First of all is being friendly or being friendlier. And like you mentioned, we're not shaking hands. It's not, maybe some Zoom calls, maybe a phone call. And certainly you want to portray that friendliness through those avenues, but also through email and texting and those type of things. Friendliness needs to come through in that. And how you do that generally is you're putting, hello, good morning, and then you're leaving with a thank you or have a great day or those type of things. Just adding those elements to the start and the finish of an email or a text, particularly text too. We seem to be very, very lax and informal in our texting, but just adding an element of friendliness or manners, if you will, to those forms of communication can go a long way and really add to the customer feeling that, yes, this company is more friendly, but also saying, hey, they care about me. They value me because they're showing respect with using certain terms in their communication. Second thing is look for being more efficient and being faster in your business, whether it's communication or making it easier to buy a product, to get in contact with you, being more efficient in responding to texts or emails, those type of things. Try to set up systems and be more efficient in what you're doing and more convenient for the customer to do business with you. The gold standard for that is Amazon. We not necessarily can all achieve that, but again, kind of keep that in mind that, you can buy things in one click and exactly where everything is and what's going to be on your doorstep. And if there's a problem, you can send something back, no questions asked, those type of things. So it's, keep that in mind. And then the third thing, kind of what I just mentioned here, is being really good at fixing problems. We all have problems, whether it's business initiated or the customer initiated. If the customer did it, let's don't play the blame game. They're still your customer. Let's make them feel valued. Let's take care of the issue and make that a priority and do it in a certain manner and very quickly. And that, again, just shows value. It shows them that you value them. You make the customer feel important in that regard. And often, especially if the business initiated some problem, we drop the ball, we mess something up. If you take ownership of it and then you take care of it immediately and do it to the satisfaction of the customer, that customer will will be at a higher level of loyalty for your business than just the general population of customers that, that receive great customer service. So I'm not advocating messing up and then trying to, make up, but
we're all
just
human.
know that we're all
We're gonna have
human.
mess ups. Yeah.
Exactly. It just happens. But if you'll own up to it, not play the blame game, get things squared away and taken care of appropriately in a quick manner, it really adds to the level of loyalty for those customers. And they're the ones that really will become the advocates of your business and your mouthpiece and your marketing piece. And they'll fight to the death before they leave you, just because of how you handle those situations.
Absolutely. That is so true. I think it still kind of goes beyond or continues with the thought of taking care of people as you would want to be taken care of, going that extra mile, giving them the benefit of the doubt. My husband taught me a really good thing that says, you basically love people and you think the best until you're proven wrong. Let them prove you wrong. Let's just say, oh, you did, like in my dental practice, oh, you didn't, I didn't receive that bill. Why am I getting a second? Oh, I'm so sorry. Just not assuming like, oh yeah, sure, right. You didn't receive the bill. We know it's on your desk. But just truly, genuinely, just being not a problem. You don't worry. You're not going to. We're going to take good care of you. So they're like, wow, they really do go a little up and above and make me feel as a person. Not as a number.
Absolutely. And that goes such a long ways. I like to call that kind of customer service being proactive instead of reactive. So, okay. Yeah. It was maybe the customer's fault. It was our fault. It doesn't matter. Let's be proactive on how we're going to take care of it in a, like you said, in a manner that's going to make that customer feel valued no matter what.
Love it. And one thing I've learned when I'm dealing with in customer service, whether it's through my online businesses, if someone had to do a return, or God forbid they got something and it was broken, or in the dental realm, they're upset about something, is I like that I'm a Christian, and in the word it says the soft answer turns away wrath. And so just having that gentleness to just be like, all right, they might be like, and screaming and stuff, but just, I understand, and just let them vent. And then just, I hear you and I'm going to take care of this, because how many times, if you have a patient, and you've probably heard of in the industry for years, is if you have a patient that's upset, they are going to go online and scream you. They're going to make a point. Unfortunately, that's when people are more motivated, is to go on and leave bad reviews, and they're going to make sure they tell their neighbors and their friends, don't go there or don't shop there, and that type of thing. But if we just go that extra mile to just de-escalate the situation, it just goes volumes. And then, like you said, they become your biggest fans.
Exactly. And that's so important to realize. What also, just to piggyback on that, when somebody comes in upset or irritated, or they're angry, again, our job is not to escalate it, not to get angry with them and try to prove our point or point
Take
finger.
It personal.
Exactly. Don't take it personal. Be proactive in it. But you also need to have empathy and try to put yourself in their shoes, because a lot of times, I would say 90% of the time, that customer is not necessarily upset specifically with that business. Maybe something to irritate them, but they have other things going on in their life. Their kid's sick, their parents are sick, the car broke down, who knows? There's a world of things that could have happened, and it just escalated their attitude to that point where they're kind of taking it out on you. So my mission statement in my clinics, and then certainly what I teach my clients now, is let's strive to be the best part of the patient, the client, the customer's day. So it doesn't matter what attitude they bring in, we're going to do our best to put a smile on their face, to make them feel valued, to take care of the problem, to de-escalate if it's, if it's that kind of scenario, but we want to be the best part of their day.
I love that. Absolutely. I was just telling one of my assistants this past week that she was dealing with a patient that was upset and not happy. And I have seen too in this, after 2020 and now in the 2021, as things are, people are scared, people are frustrated, they're going through a lot, they don't know what in the world is going on. And I was telling her, I said, just think of this, hurting people hurt people. So they're already hurting when they do that. So just don't take it personal, let it roll off your back, and then just be ready to take care of them in that sense. I think it's really
I like that. I'm going to take that from you. Hurting people.
Go ahead. You're welcome to. That is so awesome. So tell us maybe another tip or some suggestions. You've got some great ones so far for our podcast audience and for your audience as well as we share this. What are some things that they can continue to apply to their businesses to help them grow?
Well, we kind of already touched on one of them. One is smiling.
Yeah.
And I'm a firm believer, and the way I practice, the way I coach now, my book even, it's simple ideas, simple principles, but when you do them consistently, that's what you're going to get major results from.
Love it.
So I just like the simple action. So smiling is so simple, it's so
Yeah.
easy, but it's so welcoming. It's a universal welcome. It makes somebody feel valued and important, and it puts somebody at ease. So put a smile on your face. Another key component that I see that a lot of businesses, even online businesses, don't do it, and I kind of touched on it with the communication and being
Yeah.
quick in communication, but being bookending the communication or bookending the experience for a customer.
Mhm.
You know, we all know about the first impression being great. You got to be great in your first
Right.
impression. All right.
Right.
Well, you also need to be great on your last impression,
I like
because that's the
that.
one that the customer, the patient, they're going to take away. That's the one they're going to
Right.
remember the longest, because that's the last impression being made. So
Excellent.
leave them with a great farewell. Leave them with appreciate you. Thanks for doing business with you. We'll see you next time. Tell others about us, but really appreciate them on the back end. So that great first impression, but also the great last impression.
My wheels are already turning. I'm thinking of some ways that we can do that. Because you're right. I've always heard about the welcoming, making them feel welcome, greeting them with a great big smile. And I'm always telling my front team, basically you're that smiling face to greet. You're as they come in, you're showing them what the practice is like. Now, of course, they're getting how the streamline is on their automation of their text messaging and how simple it is to get their paperwork done. In an online business, the same thing as they're looking at how easy is it for me to find the information that I need to be able to solve my problem. That all counts, but I like sealing the deal, the bookend. That is a great idea. I haven't heard that one before.
Yeah. Often businesses just let that one, not that it's bad, but it's just kind of
They're
flat.
like, we're done. Next.
Yeah.
Got lots of things to do. You've
But
been great.
unfortunately, a flat note is it's going to be more of a negative in a customer or patient's mind. So as they leave, they're just leaving with that. They're not so excited about me. They weren't quite as enthusiastic as I left as when I came in. So you want to leave them on a great farewell.
So. Absolutely. Something that makes me think of, not on the end note, but just another way that we can add value. So we have automated messaging that goes out, and it wishes our patients happy birthday, and it's an automated thing, but they'll respond back, and it's so sweet because they respond back like the doctor individually sent them that message. And taking that little extra time, when I see that, I'll go in and we hope it's a great day, kind of like we're still a human, this wasn't automated, we really care that you had a great birthday. So just taking the time to do that, I think, is important, and little things that we can find in our different day-to-day businesses.
Absolutely. In my practices, and I learned this from my coaching, from my coaches and my consultants, and then certainly what I teach my clients now is we did what's called thank you grams. And so we would look for 10 patients, or maybe the mail person or UPS driver or whoever, but just to write out a handwritten thank you gram. Hey, we appreciate you. You do such a good job. You have such a great attitude when you come in the office, whatever the case may be. And I can't tell you how many times through the years, particularly patients, will come back and say, hey, listen, that note hit me at the right moment. I was having a terrible day. I was, things were just going off, and, I got the mail when I got home, and I opened that up and read it, and it just, it didn't change circumstances, but it just helped me feel better about what was going on that day. And so it's just the little things like that. It takes no energy to do, but it can make a world of difference in somebody's life.
And that can correlate over, because I know in businesses, we're looking at ways to market, get the word out there. But I think, of course, people don't care how much you know until you show how much you care. And there's different things that we can do that really don't cost a lot of money. Like you say, taking that thank you gram, or me taking a little extra time to respond to a message so that they feel personalized. And that, I think, is just key in this day and age, because this is a go, go, go culture. I mean, I know in my lifetime, it's sped up quite a bit, and we're all like, we're busy. We're like the common answer, how are you? I'm busy. That's the common answer. But that's why I think different rays of kindness, so to say, and just showing them that your care stands out. And I think it's going to continue to stand out even more in the years to come, for sure.
I really agree that, and again, for me, customer service is, again, serving first. All right. We've already talked about that, but it enhances everything else that goes on in the business too. So, like you mentioned, marketing and sales, you have to do that, but you're going to enhance those areas by valuing and making those people feel important as they come in, and then you value them as they become customers and stay with you as customers. So again, it becomes more and more important. It's always been important.
It
Some
is.
people say, customer service is not the sexiest thing, and they'd rather look at the new marketing or the new sales technique. But
Sure.
customer service has been around a long time. It's not going anywhere because people want to feel special and valued
Yeah.
when they're doing business with you. So if you log on to this and hook into it and put it as a culture and a foundation principle for a business,
Right.
again, it enhances everything, and you really can't go wrong with it.
Absolutely. I think too, and I say this in all kindness, I think our human nature is what's in it for me. How are you going to help me? And when we're looking in the business realm, I mean, of course, as a business, you're looking at making profit. And so you're trying to see how can I continue to make profit and grow and scale and such. But I think taking the time to put the other person first and thinking how they feel and putting yourself in their shoes is going to come back on you, like I said, tenfold. You can't go wrong.
It does. One of the things I teach, and I'm always saying this to my customers, my clients, is let's get out of being so sales minded. Okay, that's important. Let's shift to being more service minded. Let's build relationships and not worry about the transactions.
Yeah.
Because the more service minded you are, it's actually going to create more sales for you. But let's serve first.
Yes, absolutely. And I think too, when in my younger years in business, I'm very motivated. I've got a lot of things going on. I've got goals going. I've got things I want to achieve. And I'm like, I got to do this, this, and this. But the longer I've been in business, I realized that it's the little by little, day by day, layer upon layer, taking care of people, doing the right thing day in and day out, and it starts to grow. And then you log in and your Google reviews are outstanding, and the schedule's so full you have to bring on an associate, which we're looking at doing right now. Those type of things. It's not a get rich quick thing. It's you take care of people and you really lay the groundwork for a great foundation for your future of your businesses.
Absolutely. And I live that in my practices, so I know exactly how that is. So, but that's awesome. That's, to me, that's the new business model.
Yeah. I love
it takes a little extra time, may take a little bit longer, but ultimately it's going to be way more beneficial, not just for the business. Yeah. It comes back to the business and it helps it grow and prosper, but it's much better for the customer too,
right.
as they ripple out because they've been valued, they leave and they're in a better mood and positive mindset when they are interacting with those after they've dealt with your company. But the other thing too is it makes for a better business environment. The employees love working there. There's less stress, there's less problems, there's less complaints. So just the work environment too is tremendously better. So there's a lot of different layers when you really make this a foundation principle that it's beneficial to everyone all the way around.
Absolutely. I've seen that in the years as well, is that you have a peaceful environment where you're taking care of people and you're really putting them first, and then people notice that and then they start taking care of their team members better, and it does have a rippled effect, and we spend a lot of time together day in and day out when you're working with your team members, and so you want it to be a good thing and not a toxic environment, because that can and your customers, your patients, they'll hear it, they'll know it, if things are toxic.
They'll feel it. They definitely will feel it and know it. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And so on, and other things that I was thinking of for our listeners who maybe they're like, okay, well, I'm more on the online business realm and I'm not seeing these people face to face. One thing I've thought of is like, whenever I sell things in my eBay store, they don't see me until, I can print out my little packing slip, but I take the time to handwrite on every single one of them, like a smiley face, something like that. I also take the time to leave positive feedback for them first, because as a customer, their job is done. They paid for the item. And they paid quickly. So doing things to pay it forward at the beginning will continue to grow your business as well online. Or is any other things that you can think of that can help as well? Any suggestions that come to mind?
Well, one principle I always like to give or help business owners, whether it's online or brick or mortar, it doesn't matter. You need to grasp the idea that you are in the customer perception business.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, you're selling things online or you're doing things online or you are a dental practice or a chiropractic practice, it doesn't matter. You are in a perception business, meaning you're either creating a good perception for your customer, patient, client, or you are creating a bad perception. There's really no neutral to it.
Yeah.
So it's your choice what perception you're driving. If you're driving a good perception, it's going to increase referrals and retention and profits. When you're creating that bad perception, you're going to be chasing sales and just trying to keep pushing sales. And it's much more difficult to grow a business and to profit because of that. So you always got to keep in mind, I'm in the customer perception business.
I like that.
What kind of perception am I driving as I interact with these customers and helping them buy or serving them with whatever I have to offer?
I like that. Now, when you start working with a client, do you have them like sit down and kind of like map out what do we want to be known for, that type of thing? How do you normally?
To some degree, although I think I mentioned my mission statement in my office is to be the best part of the patient's day or the customer's day.
Yes,
So
yes.
often that's what, let's adopt that.
Right.
That's the basis. All right. And now let's put everything else on top of that. But what I'll actually do is I'll do an audit with them, a customer service audit. And we'll just go through, and the vast majority of businesses believe they have great customer service. Statistically speaking, though, the vast majority of businesses do not provide great customer service. So often it's just helping the business owner, the business leader, the managers understand that, okay, we have pieces of good customer service, but we have a lot of holes that we need to fill in, because those holes cause us to bleed customers and have problems and lose profits. So we look for those holes and then start filling in the holes, so to speak.
Yeah.
The majority of my programs, though, is based on basically the 80-20 rule.
Okay.
And so there's really just a few things that customers want from a business that will help them feel like you provide great customer service. So there's a million things we could do, but customers only just want a handful of things. So what we really focus on, though, is being really good at these handful of things, helping a business know what they are, and then get the actions and the procedures in place so they're really, really good at the 20% of things that are going to create the 80% of the impact on the customer, but also on the bottom line and the effectiveness for the business. So that's really the goal, is helping them really shore up those few things that are going to create a massive impact.
And do you think it's more in their systems or more their outlook, or maybe a combination of the both?
Yes.
Yes.
It's usually everything. If the outlook is wrong, then they are not going to have systems. And if they have systems, a lot of times they'll champion, we're going to have great customer service, but it was a bulletin board, poster on the wall. Yeah. The new shiny object for about 2 weeks, and then they moved on to something else. So instead of really diving deep and making it a cultural change and something that they are going to build on and stay with,
I like that.
Not just for a week or two, but something that's going to enhance their business completely, every area of their business moving forward. That's where we really notch things down and get that solid foothold.
I have to ask, and I probably should ask this before we start recording, but do you do your consulting do you have to be face-to-face with your clients, or is it something that they can just do more like Zoom type of consulting? How's your style?
Well, it's one-on-one, but generally through Zoom, just from, the nature of the beast, what we're doing now. I love doing one-on-one coaching and consulting because I want to know your business. I want to know you. I want to know your business. I want to know what's unique. I want to know the problems, the issue. I don't have any problem with online programs and those type of things, but you can watch whatever video and, it may hint at fixing some of the problems you may have, but it's never going to be quite as direct as I would like it to be.
More customer.
Exactly.
Well, I was thinking, I'd love to connect people with you if that's something that they're looking for. And I know that we have your website as well. But would you say possibly your book is a good start, and then if they want to go deeper?
Absolutely. So my book is, like I mentioned earlier, it's just simple and easy read. It's not full of fluff. It's just to the point. Got actions, principles, rules that a business can take, almost immediately implement them,
Right.
and then move forward with some benefits of improving their customer service. So, but that's a great place to start. You can go to my website, drkellyhenry.com. Don't even know my own name here. So drkellyhenry.com. You can look at my programs. You can set up a call with me so we can talk a little more in depth about what business is about, where the problems are, and if it would be a good fit for me to work with them. But you know, coming from the health standpoint, a chiropractic standpoint, like I told all my patients, you know, you can't be too healthy.
Yes, that's true.
There's no such thing as too healthy.
No,
Well, in this
not.
realm of things, the customer service realm of things, you can't be too good at customer service.
I love
Even
that.
if you feel like you're good, you can always be better. And you can't go wrong with that, because it'll just enhance everything in your business. So I would love to work with your listeners. So drkellyhenry.com, and we can move forward from there.
That's wonderful. Well, I have to say, everyone, make sure you go check out his book, Define and Deliver Exceptional Customer Service. You can find it on Amazon. There's paperback, hardback, audiobook, Kindle versions. And I also have a special gift for you guys, just as a little thank you. If you're interested in an online course for learning to start your own eBay business, I have a special coupon code, Dr. Kelly, and that'll give you 15% off of my course, Paladin Global Markets Paladin Global Markets Growth Academy. It's a mouthful, but I can't tell you how much I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us today and giving us some great pointers on customer service. I'm definitely going to use some of the ideas you gave me. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Michelle, and I appreciate the opportunity. Although I do need to apologize to you. I didn't mean to knock online courses. I'm sorry for that. Just
no, I didn't take that at all. No, my point was for them to know how they can get a hold of you. No harm. Didn't even think about that.
I apologize. I wasn't pointing fingers at you. I didn't realize.
Okay. Well, the
consulting,
I think with your level of experience in consulting, it is something that would not be good for an online course. It is something for what you're providing for your providers and practices. You do, as a practice administrator myself, you really do need more of that hands-on approach. So not at all. Online courses are great for their thing, but for what you're doing, it's a little more of a face-to-face thing. So I totally get that. So no problem, no harm. I'm so glad to have you here. Thank you so much, Kelly. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you, Michelle.
Take care.
You too.
Bye-bye.